guys, and welcome to my channel, where today we're going to do something just a little bit different. I get lots of books. I got them, I tear them up, and I turn them into journals, or I use the insides for stuff, right? And that's what's going to happen to this one. But I looked at this one and I thought, I'm going to share it with you guys. One of the things I noticed is, in most part, people who make the journals or the junk journals are, for the most part, women. And we just had National Women's Day, and I thought, wow, this book, as I glanced through it, fit every description of Women's Day and empowering women and, focusing on what women in our country has done. So this is called A Perfect Fit, How Lane Bryant Changed the Shape of Fashion, by Mara Rockliff, illustrated by Caldecott Honor winner Juana Martinez Neal. Okay, so I thought we'll just kind of read it and enjoy it. Okay, so Lena came to America with nothing but a dream and an exceptional ability to drape and snip and stitch. She never used a pattern or a tape measure, but every dress she sewed turned out to be a perfect fit. Then one day a customer presented her with a new challenge. Could she design a stylish, comfortable gown for a body shape that did not meet the current standards of fashion? Lena took the challenge under the company name Lane Bryant. She became famous for flattering and modish clothing designed for all different shapes and sizes. The world of fashion would never be the same. And I had heard of Lane Bryant. Look at this beautiful paper, though. I mean, this is gorgeous for a journal. I've heard of Lane Bryant clothes, but never knew the story behind it. So how she came to change the shape of fashion. So Lena's family was not as large as others in the village, but for her it was a perfect fit. Her grandfather taught her to read and write. Her grandmother taught her to drape and snip and stitch. She loved her grandparents, still life was hard. She dreamed of following her older sister to America. In America, there was no czar to say that Jewish children couldn't go to school. In America, a girl like Lena could work hard and earn success. Success. How would it look? As elegant as lace? How would it feel? As comfortable as silk? Certainly, but it wouldn't squeeze and pinch like being poor. Her grandfather smiled. If she could help another person, he told her, that would be real success. When Lena was 16, some distant relatives offered to take her with them to America. Lena sewed herself a special outfit for the journey. After many long days on the rough ocean, they arrived at last, and Lena found out that the relatives expected her to marry their son. She told them she would pay back every penny for her ticket, but she would only marry when she found the perfect fit. In New York, Lena's sister helped her find a job sewing from dawn till dusk for $1 a week. Lena could not believe her luck. Lace, ribbons, silk. Most wonderful of all, sewing machines. Lena worked hard and learned fast. Soon she earned $5 a week, then 10, then more. She saved enough to pay the relatives back for her ticket to America. She even found enough for English lessons, and she studied fashion in the magazines and on the streets. At a lecture, Lena met an older man named David Bryant. He was elegant yet comfortable, a perfect fit. Lena and David were happy together. They had a baby, and soon after, David suddenly got sick and died. Other than a pair of diamond earrings, David's wedding gift, Lena had nothing left. She pawned her earrings, used the money to buy a sewing machine, and set to work. Lena never used a pattern or a tape measure. She simply draped and snipped and stitched. Yet somehow, Lena's gowns fit better than those made by anybody else. One day, a customer came in with an unusual request. She was going to have a baby. Could Lena make a gown for her that would grow bigger with her belly so that it would never squeeze or pinch? Lena had never heard of such a thing. Who had? But she remembered her grandfather's words. Here was a chance to help another person through her work. So she draped and snipped and stitched and made a gown of silk and lace with room to grow. It was elegant, it was comfortable, and it was a success. Soon, Lena had to rent a bigger shop and hire more people to help her sew. She even went to open up a bank account. The big, fancy bank made her so nervous, she mixed up the English letters of her name, and instead of Lena, she signed Lane. Lane Bryant, seamstress. Now there were bigger, faster sewing machines that could make dozens of dresses at a time. Instead of having a dress made to order, women could simply walk into a store and pick one out. There was just one problem. All the dress patterns were the same shape, but all women were not. Lena got to work. She draped, she snipped, and the big, fast machines stitched elegant, comfortable clothes that didn't squeeze or pinch. Everyone said Lena was a great success, and when she thought about her grandfather, she knew it was true. Author's note: Lena Himmelstein, which was born in 1879 in Rietavas, Lithuania. Her mother died 10 days later, and Lena and her older sister Annie were raised by their grandparents. Russian persecution and a lack of opportunities for Jews led first Annie and then Lena to escape to the United States. As a teenage immigrant, she worked with her sister in a sweatshop on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Despite the long hours and low pay, she was ecstatic over the loveliness of lace and ribbons and trimmings, and later recalled and quickly learned to use that fabulous wonder, the sewing machine. In 1899, she married David Bryant, a jeweler who died soon after the birth of their son, Raphael. Working with the baby in her lap, she sewed dresses for wealthy customers, which she delivered personally to their homes, often waiting hours to be paid so she could buy more fabric. I had a hunger for beautiful things, she once told an interviewer. I want to do fine sewing on fine materials. I would search through the stores for bits of remnants of fine satins and crepes and bits of lace for which I could pick up for a few cents. Her business grew through word of mouth, especially after she created an expandable maternity dress for a customer who did not want to sit at home simply because she had nothing presentable to wear. Lena's second husband, Albert Moslin, joined her in running the business, and she continued to work after the births of her 3 children, Theodore, Helen, and Arthur. Responding to complaints from customers who couldn't find comfortable, stylish clothes, Albert collected thousands of women's measurements from which Lena designed clothing for different body types. Lena Bryant became famous for introducing what would be later known as plus-size fashions, eventually also adding clothing for all tall and petite women. Her company was one of the first to offer employee benefits, including health coverage, pensions, and profit sharing, along with scholarships and life insurance. Customers who lost their wardrobes in disasters such as tornadoes and fires were sent free replacements. After World War II, Lane Bryant stores shipped clothing by the ton to European refugees. By the time of Lena's death in 1951, the company employed thousands of workers as its mail-order business in stores across the country. I read that wrong. By the time Lena's death in 1951, the company employed thousands of workers in its mail-order businesses and stores across the country. Lane Bryant stayed in the family until 1982, when it was sold to a company called The Limited. As of 2021, it has changed hands several times and was owned by the Premium Apparel LLC. All her life, Lena recalled her grandfather, a rabbi, saying, "Any work that helps another human being has dignity. The only real success comes from filling a human need." She saw helping people as the best part of her work, along with silk and lace. Pretty cool, huh? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's a lot of stuff in here. To Kate, an editor who is a perfect fit, MR. To me, Lita, who had a shop where she draped, snipped, and stitched while raising her three, and to her reunion with her perfect fit late in life. How pretty is that? So anyhow, I am going to use the material in here to make something, and I haven't decided exactly what, but I love the colors. I love the paper, and so I will be using the book, but I thought, why not read it? I was definitely interested in the whole Lane Bryant thing. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching, and thanks for coming along. I'll see you in the next video.